Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we illuminate the hidden gems from the sources you bring us. Today, we're setting our sights on something truly spectacular, a captivating cosmic display, total solar eclipses. These rare events, they just have this unique way of connecting us to the universe, don't they? Our mission today, to unpack why these moments, these fleeting moments of totality, captivate us so deeply. We'll be looking at, insights from the last big one and also the anticipation building for what's next. And we've got a great stack of articles and expert commentary to guide us through this. So let's dive right in. We're actually starting with a very specific date. It's June 10th, 2025. Feels almost poetic, doesn't it? It's an interesting marker on the calendar. Tell us why that date holds such a, special significance for eclipse chasers.
Right. Well, what's fascinating about June 10th, 2025 is where it sits mathematically, precisely. It marks the exact halfway point. We're talking 429 days looking back, 429 days looking forward. Between the Great American Eclipse of April 8, 2024, and the next big one people are waiting for, August 12, 2026. And this isn't just, random math. It's sort of profound. It highlights the precision of celestial mechanics. And also, I think, our very human need to mark these things, to anticipate them, like setting a clock by the universe. So for eclipse chasers, it's definitely a landmark event of sorts, a moment to pause, reflect on 2024, and then really pivot focus towards 2026. It perfectly captures that cycle of anticipation and reflection.
Okay, thinking back to that 2024 eclipse, the Great American Eclipse, what really stood out about that one? It felt huge at the time.
Oh, it was monumental, absolutely. I mean, this path cut right across Mexico, then swept through 15 U.S. states, quite a few, and then finished up in southeastern Canada. The numbers are staggering. Roughly 50 million people experienced totality directly.
50 million.
Yeah, incredible. That had widespread access across such populated areas. That really made it special.
And the weather, what a twist that was. I remember hearing about Texas. Statistically, it had the best odds for clear skies, right? But ended up with a lot of clouds.
Exactly. And then you had places like Indiana, Ohio, upstate New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, even Quebec and New Brunswick in Canada, which you might expect to be cloudier. They actually got surprisingly clear views.
It really highlights that unpredictable element, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. That cosmic lottery almost is a huge part of the chase. Sometimes the best views are where you least expect them. It rewards persistence maybe over just playing the odds. Rick Feenberg from the AS Solar Eclipse Task Force, he had a really memorable experience with this. He was actually on a cruise ship, and they had to sail a considerable distance away from the coast just to find a clear spot.
Wow.
Yeah, he described this real rush of excitement when it started, clear blue sky, knowing they'd see the whole thing. And get this, during totality, he noticed two contrails, way up high, parallel.
No way!
Realized they were two NASA research planes, chasing totality at about 40,000 feet above him. He even swung his binoculars up to see the jets themselves. It just shows you the dedication, right, that's involved.
That level of pursuit sounds incredible. Is that pretty common among serious chasers, or is Feenberg sort of an outlier there?
Oh, it's remarkably common. Maybe not everyone's chartering planes or ships, but that commitment, the drive to find clear skies, the perfect spot, that's a shared obsession, you could say. People go to extraordinary lengths. You just don't want to miss those few minutes.
Right. So, shifting focus now, from the past to the future. What's on the horizon for August 12, 2026? Where's this one headed?
Okay, so 2026, this eclipse travels through some really scenic and interesting places. It starts over Greenland, then crosses Iceland, and finally sweeps across Spain. Maximum totality is a bit shorter this time, 2 minutes and 18 seconds. But from a wider perspective, it's a big deal because it's mainland Europe's first total solar eclipse since 1999.
So, quite a wait for Europeans.
Definitely. Makes it very exciting for them.
Greenland kicks it off then, not the first place you'd maybe think of for eclipse chasing. Michael Zeiler, the eclipse cartographer who sadly got clouded out in Texas in 2024, he said, "Greenland is high on my bucket list for 2026. You can really feel his enthusiasm there. Does that resonate?
Oh, absolutely. Especially for those looking for, a more adventurous, unique viewing experience. Greenland offers that. Then after Greenland, the path hits Iceland. And Iceland's been waiting a very long time. No total solar eclipse visible there since summer 1954. That's quite a gap.
Wow, yeah.
There's an astronomy communicator there, Sævar Helgi Bragason. He's been prepping since 2015, raising public awareness, working with local government, getting ready. And Iceland offers these incredible viewing options, right? Now imagine watching it from a geothermal pool.
Oh, amazing.
Or surrounded by volcanic landscapes. And Bragason promises Icelanders know how to throw a good party. So the atmosphere should be electric.
It sounds fantastic. And from Iceland, the shadow races to Spain.
Mm.
And they've waited even longer, you said.
Even longer for the mainland, yes. It'll be the first total solar eclipse visible from mainland Spain in over 120 years.
Incredible.
Astrophotographer Dan Zafra calls it a rare opportunity for eclipse chasers and photographers worldwide to witness totality in a stunning and accessible European setting.
Accessible and stunning. That sounds like a winning combination.
That really is. And it brings up an interesting contrast in viewing angles. In Greenland, the sun will be higher up, about 25 degrees above the horizon during totality. But by the time it gets to northern Spain, it's very near sunset. The sun will only be about 3.5 degrees above the horizon.
That sounds dramatic.
Very dramatic. Rick Feenberg, who we mentioned earlier, he's planning to be on a cruise ship again, this time in the Western Mediterranean. He's hoping for just over a minute and a half of totality. And he anticipates seeing that thin crescent sun appear to sink into the sea.
Oh, that sounds absolutely breathtaking, a sunset eclipse.
Exactly, blending the celestial show with a beautiful, earthly scene.
These journeys, these meticulous plans, it really brings us back to that core question, why? Why do people travel the world, spend so much time, money, effort for these incredibly brief moments? What is it about chasing the shadow?
Well, fundamentally, I think it boils down to how incredibly rare it is. NASA's estimate is that any single spot on Earth sees totality, on average, only once every 366 years.
Once every 366 years.
Yeah. So unless you're incredibly lucky, you have to travel if you want to see one in your lifetime. That rarity, it just amplifies the value, the impact. It feels like a profound encounter. You feel tiny, but also deeply connected to this vast cosmic clockwork.
And it seems like once you've seen one, you're hooked. Michael Zeiler put it perfectly, didn't he? Once you've seen the dramatic beauty, you might well get the bug to travel the world to see more. He added, life is short, and travel to faraway destinations will be so rewarding. Beyond just the sight, what cements that desire? Is it communal? The challenge.
It's a powerful mix. Because photos, even amazing ones, they just don't capture it. You don't just see a total solar eclipse, you feel it. The air cools noticeably, the wind can change speed, even direction sometimes. You hear it too.
Yeah.
And the gasps, the cheers, the cries of the people around you. Then maybe a sudden hush. And the sounds of nature reacting, birds going quiet, insects starting their evening calls. It's totally immersive, multisensory.
Right.
And then, yes, there's absolutely that communal aspect. Strangers gathered together, often in remote places, all sharing this single overwhelming moment of awe. That shared vulnerability, that wonder, it creates this powerful bond, lasting memories.
That multisensory aspect is key. Is there anything people often overlook, something maybe even more subtle?
Perhaps the profound sense of perspective it grants you, even if just for a few minutes. The world seems to just pause, and you become acutely aware of your own small place in this enormous cosmos, aware of this grand, predictable dance of planets and moons. It's humbling, deeply humbling, but also uplifting. It reminds you of the sheer scale and, well, the beauty of the universe. As Rick Feenberg put it, quite profoundly, I think, it's among the most awesome experiences you can have on this planet. He ranked it right up there with falling in love.
That's quite a comparison, wow.
It is. And just briefly, for those already bitten by the bug and looking beyond 2026, the cosmic clock keeps ticking. August 2, 2027, that's just one lunar year later, about 354 days. There's a very long eclipse, maximum 6 minutes, 23 seconds, visible from Egypt, North Africa, the Middle East, and then another lunar year after that, July 22, 2028. Over 5 minutes in totality in Australia and also hitting New Zealand near sunset. So plenty more to chase.
What an incredible deep dive. From looking back at 2024 to the anticipation for 2026 and beyond, these total solar eclipses, they really are unique, aren't they? Fostering this deep connection with the cosmos, reminding us where we are.
Absolutely. And it brings up, I think, a really interesting question for you, for everyone listening. Given everything we've said about the sensory depth, the emotional impact, feeling the air change, hearing the sounds, that sheer awe, if seeing an eclipse isn't really just about the visuals, well, what other extraordinary experiences might we be missing by relying maybe too much on just what we can see rather than truly feeling or hearing the world around us?
That is a fascinating thought to chew on, isn't it? Maybe time to start thinking about your own cosmic travel plans. Thanks for diving deep with us today.